Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to Fun Tactical Talks with Uncle GWOT. Today we're going to talk about rates of fire. All right. These are from the perspective of a rifleman, which pretty much everybody is because we don't really have bell-fed machine guns. So, the sustained rate of fire, just jumping right in, for the rifleman, which is your default, what you should be doing unless you're told otherwise when you're engaging the enemy, is one round, that's a one well-aimed shot, every 3 seconds. So you pick out a point target, or you believe a point target could or should or would be, and you put a round right there. And then you basically re-aim and take another shot, right? And that's going to happen about every 3 seconds, okay? If we're moving into the rapid rate, right, if we're trying to gain fire superiority, we're going to be doing that same thing, but instead of shooting once, we're going to let out a 2 to 3 round burst, right? So we're just going to pump out a couple extra rounds, take a breath, re-aim, pump out a couple rounds, take a breath, re-aim, so on and so forth. If we are reacting to a near ambush or being an undisciplined little nasty, the cyclic rate for an AR-15, this isn't what the machine can do, this is what the operator can do. Typically is going to be 90 to 120 rounds a minute. That's just straight mag dumping, reload, and mag dumping. Okay? Now, if we have a 10 magazine loadout, based on these rates of fire, we have 15 minutes of sustained suppression. We have 7 to 5 minutes of rapid fire. And if a squad becomes panicked and they expend all their ammunition, you can expect them to go black in 3 minutes or less. Alright, so a couple things I want to talk about. If you maintain that cyclic rate for 3 to 4 magazines, you will be at risk of having a cook-off, which is why we basically never are supposed to do that. Okay? As you can see, at the sustained or the rapid rate, with 10 magazines, which is even more than what the U.S. military does for standard loadout right now, is not a lot. Not a lot of time, right? So this is why in Ukraine and probably moving forward, we're going to see light unsupported infantry far from their logistics trains carrying 10, 15, 20 magazines at a time, okay? Because we need to be able to shoot at the rapid rate for longer than 5 minutes, probably more than once during the duration of our operation before we can get resupplied in ammunition. So that means 3 mags, 5 mags, even 10 mags, probably not going to cut it. How things normally go as a rifleman in the real world out there really doing it, right? You're going to be somewhere between the sustained and the rapid rate, just based on the feels, based on whether you have fire superiority or whether you're trying to gain fire superiority. And then every now and again, somebody's going to yell out, cover me, right? Somebody's going to go to throw a frag, you're going to be prepping a rocket shot, a team's going to get up and rush across the road, whatever, right? Someone's going to say, cover me, and your covering them is going to be a brief cyclic rate time period, right? You're going to shoot at the cyclic rate, but not even for an entire magazine, right? You're going to pop out 5 to 15 rounds as fast as you can, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's going to do that, which is collectively going to spit out a wave of 100 or so rounds at the enemy, which is going to facilitate that person to throw a grenade, take a rocket shot, run across the road, whatever have you. Bop, 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 bop. The only other time that you should be going cyclic as a disciplined soldier is returning fire initially, right? If you are in that near ambush or whatever the case is, you are that point team that receives contact, it is acceptable for you to basically dump 1 magazine in the direction you're taking contact as fast as you fucking can to get as much rounds as quick as possible, the highest volume on the enemy, very rapidly. As soon as you do that, right, changing that magazine should give you the time to collect yourself, realize you can't shoot all of your rounds, etc., etc., etc. By then, hopefully your friends have begun to come up and support you, and you can transition to the sustained/rapid rate. Alright, that's rates of fire, boys. Carry lots of ammo and don't shoot it all in one sitting. The end.